How's it going, everybody? It's C&T, and we're back with another Screen to Table.
This week's episode is inspired by a date that we got in our couples adventure book. If you haven't heard about this adventure challenge book before, it gives you 50 unique date ideas that you scratch off week by week. When T and I read the date that we got for today, we were like, this is perfect for the Screen to Table series, so I'm going to read to you what it says. It says, go to the store and buy ramen noodles or a healthier alternative. Spend $10 to $20 on other ingredients to make this ramen incredible. So we got our ramen packets here, and we talked about how we both wanted to do something Asian inspired.
It also worked out perfect because we wanted an excuse to go check out the new Asian supermarket. We figured that it had a variety of ingredients that we could both use in order to complete our meals.
I am inspired to do a Thai coconut curry soup, so I knew the first thing I was going to need to grab was coconut milk, as that's going to be the base of my soup.
And I wanted a little bit more heat, and I know what kind of heat I like, and that's sriracha sauce. So that was the first thing I went and grabbed.
I also knew I was going to need curry paste for my soup. I preferred to use red, but they only had green, so I'm going to have to improvise. We also hit up the produce section. Thomas was intrigued by the dragon fruit, so he's going to use that in his soup. I'm going to be using some fresh Thai chili because I want a little bit of heat in my soup, but I also want to make sure it's balanced, so I'm going to finish it off with some lime to ensure that there's that bright, zesty flavor.
Okay, so we're back in the kitchen, and now it's time to add the special ingredients that we picked up from the store. Now I'm going to add a good amount of sriracha because I like my meal hot. In addition to the dragon fruit and the sriracha, I also picked up some tofu and some cabbage, but I'm going to add that a little bit later on because I think it's going to add a nice bit of texture to my meal. So I put in sriracha. You can always do a little bit more. And now I also have the dragon fruit that I cut up into little cubes, and I'm going to throw that in there too. I think it's going to have a real nice play on spicy and sweet.
And then I'm going to start by adding in some coconut milk. This is really thick, so I'm just going to spoon it in and kind of look at it to make sure I get the creamy consistency that I want. It's going to turn sort of milky. That looks pretty good. I think I'm going to do one more spoon. So it's about 3 tablespoons-ish. And then the next thing I'm going to play with is this green curry paste. I'm going to start with the tablespoon. I'm going to taste it because I want to make sure I don't severely overwhelm the soup with curry. Plus, I was planning to use red, and I grabbed green instead, so it's going to change the flavor profile I was expecting just a little bit. Giving it sort of a green color.
So now mine's been going for a little bit. I want to add the tofu and the cabbage that I have to add that little extra texture and a little bit extra spice. So I like to cut my tofu up real small. I'm just going to toss them in there. And I also have some leafy cabbage. Wow, that's smelling good, babe.
Yeah, it tastes good. I forgot to add, I'm going to add like 1/4 of the seasoning packet for my ramen. I haven't added that in yet, just to give it a little bit more of that salty pop. I like the spice level that this is at, so I'm not going to add more than a tablespoon of that green curry paste. And once this boils a little bit more, the next thing I'm going to do is add these Thai chilies. When I open this container, I'm not big. Smell this. Like the heat just like punches you in the face.
I might have to add some of those to mine, actually.
I'm going to probably limit the amount of this one. I do like heat, but my goodness. But yeah, you can feel free to add some of these.
Yeah, cut up a couple extra one of those.
Alright,
I want to toss them in mine.
And then the only thing that I have left on mine is to add that lime at the end. Let me cut one of these for you. So I'm just going to kind of let this steep. Alright, here's your...
Yeah, this is looking real good.
Here's your chili. Do you want the seeds in it too?
Yeah, just toss it in there.
Alright.
See, she knows what she's doing. I learn a lot.
That looks good. It's gonna be spicy. All right, cool. So everything's in yours, everything's in mine. I'm gonna add the lime just at the end. We'll come back and show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so now our soups are just about done. We just have some final touches we need to put on it. For mine, I need a squeeze of lemon to finish it off for that brightness.
And I'm gonna give you a little pro tip here to add a little crunch at the end. Throw on some uncooked ramen noodles.
So mine looks like this. It's got that green color from the curry paste.
Smells so good. And mine, I mean, just look at that. Words can't even describe it.
It's spicy. So thank you to the Adventure Challenge book. This was a super fun couple activity. We're really glad that we got to experiment in the kitchen. We hope to see you guys next week for the next episode of Screen to Table. But until then, have a great weekend.
Take care.
Bye.